Hey, welcome. This is M-Dog, and we are taking a casual look at Lord of the Rings Online. This will be a short little stream slash might make it up onto YouTube as well. And I really wanted to talk about, as we see here, the Yule Festival's going on. I wanted to talk a little bit about LOTRO. Just play it for a little while as we're just kind of talking through my concerns slash excitement about this MMO, which is now a little old in the tooth, and that's some of the issues that we'll talk about. But let's go and open our free gift for gold. We got some armor. Let's open silver for free. We got run speed bonus. So I think these armor things, the truth is, I don't know if you can hold on to them or if it's like once you get it, it's the level you're at. But let's see what this will, like I'm sure we've got, yeah, we'll just take, well, pants you might get a lot of. What about the helm? No. Shoulders? No. No. So I think the pants are actually the best one. And that is a big upgrade. What is this? That's a lockbox that's locked. We're not high enough level for that. It's funny, like you just, okay, we've got new mail. I tell you what it is. New mail is going to be, so I'm in this really active guild. If I don't log in for a couple days, boom. Mail all over the place. So we'll just leave that alone for now. And the current book quest we're on is book 1, chapter 2. And I believe we have to go out here to do it. So, Lord of the Rings Online. This is the MMO that, if I'm looking at it intellectually or just kind of stepping back, like I think LOTRO should be my favorite MMO, or for a lot of reasons it could be, I guess I should say. But the truth is, like, what MMO am I playing the most of right now? Elder Scrolls Online. They've just released the new housing system. The game just has updated graphics. Combat's a little more action-oriented, which is kind of a plus or minus for me. Sometimes I just want to play an MMO that's got this sort of traditional kind of combat. That's more about cooldowns and positioning and knowing when to use what abilities. And I don't know, but so the action-oriented stuff doesn't really draw me to ESO. And we are going to be looking at these quests because these are like the main book quests. So I kind of go back and forth between talking about what I'm wanting to talk about while we're playing, as well as actually reading these quests. Hello there. Is there something I can help you with? The Black Wolves have been broken and scattered. You say this is good news for Combe. So this ranger, Strider, thinks we should investigate Skunkwood's old hideout? Well, I'm not so sure of that. It's not a safe place, I hear.
Can I take a moment of your time?
Well, I suppose you're right. I should make sure those Black Wolves aren't hiding in that cave of theirs again, mustering their strength, but I'll want some help. Will you travel with me to Skunkwood's old hideout? It's south of the guardhouse, northeast end of Straddle Pond, near Straddle Falls. If they're gathering there, I'll need help driving them out again. When you're ready, come back and we'll go together to the hideout. So we're actually going to travel. We're going to travel together, so it's an instanced thing. So let's go ahead and start that.
How do you do?
Yes, I'm ready to go. Let's travel. So you can do a lot of your
defeat shattered the back of the Black Walls, but pieces of the mystery remain unsolved.
You can do a lot of your leveling these days in this game just straight through doing the epic quests. Especially when you have lots of rested XP like we have, because we go so long without playing. This place is quiet as a tomb. I wish we could just stay all as peaceful and leave, but I suppose we need to do a better job than that. Alright, no use putting off what must be done. Come along and make sure you have your blade at the ready in case you run into any trouble. I don't really remember my abilities that well, but I think it's basically, this is kind of the rotation I want to use. And then when my pet, bear in this case, whose name is Honey, when she flanks something, I think one ability does more damage and the other ability heals us a little bit. So that was what just happened. So now we can go use our... we didn't get it off in time. I do like the looting system in this game. You don't actually pick up loot by clicking on things. You just automatically get it in your loot. The loot window down here. And then you can loot all whenever you want. Or you can go in and destroy a bunch of stuff if you don't want everything. trying to remember what this cracked earth does. I don't know if that just does damage or... Okay, it does root enemies, it looks like. It does some damage as well, but it roots enemies. That looks to be the last of them. So one UI issue I'm having now, looks like, I think you hit like, I don't remember what you hit to, there's a button combination you hit to move UI around, but Conster Underhill and my pet are sharing the same space, so I can't see their health very well because they're blocking each other. So here we are at level 14, and the combat is kind of repetitive. And I think in Lord of the Rings Online, as with many classic MMOs, that tends to be the case where whatever your best rotation is, that's just what you end up doing over and over, right? Like, it's the most efficient way of killing stuff. So I guess that's one downside about LOTRO. Elder Scrolls Online, and I don't mean to compare the two because they're not even similar at all, except that they're probably the two MMOs that I'm spending the most time with right now, with ESO being the one that I spend the most time with by far. Okay, we pulled one of the Breakers off of Underhill, which is probably a good thing, so that he doesn't die. Let's see if we can pull the other one off of him. We could also use our bear to attack. Alright, that got him all. And he is getting his health back before we go into the next fight, correct? Yeah. So at least in ESO, though, Amdir was just the beginning. The White Hand will not have the black cold. Oh, thank you. Control and the... Oh, whatever I just did, that is not right. Sorry, control and this slash? There you go. Thank you. Why can't I move customer? Okay, there we go. We'll just put him under here for now. Okay, and maybe you hit the same thing to exit out. There we go. Lefty mouse, thanks for that tip. At least with ESO in combat, yes, you're using the same abilities over and over, but it only gives you, you choose the abilities you want to use and level up. And so I kind of like that aspect. I think the thing about Lord of the Rings Online, though, that just keeps bringing me back to it, and at least interests me in theory, even though in practical terms, I don't ever seem to find time to really put a lot of effort into playing the game. And I don't know exactly why that is, but it's the lore, it's the story that makes me think this should be my favorite MMO. It's the setting. I just love this world, this setting. I do like lots of the choices they've made in the game, even over the years, but even just thinking back initially when the game first came out. First that was Egan, made a place Angmar and be rich. Fell apart. Few decided we won't anything to do with Angmar anymore. We started taking some new fellows, men who came up from the south, an ugly bunch. At least they didn't seem likely to go raising fell spirits. Seems though Angmar didn't like the prospect of us leaving them. That dwarf came along, and you see how it ended. Now I suppose the Blackwold are at their end. Alright, the Blackwold gang is at their end. So this is where we actually came to this cave not long ago on our epic quest line and rescued, what was her name? Sarah Oakhart or something like that. And I won't say spoilers, but she certainly is around. She threads her way back into the story. What is this rat doing? That was funny. Alright, what's up, Underhill?
Just a moment.
Well, it seems that strange dwarf escaped. How he got out of here is a mystery to me. What you said of the brigand's tale, that dwarf was the only one we should have been worried about, not these Blackwolds. The dwarf was the one we should be worried about. Well, I suppose the Blackwolds are truly broken now, but for some reason, I still don't feel safe. Well, there's not much more we can do here. You'd best take tidings back to the ranger friend in Bree. Oh, is that really the end of this? Okay.
The rangers which once guarded the borders of the Shire have been scattered or slain.
But, I mean, it's
Frodo
really
has
cool.
left the Shire.
I won't
Great perils
speak over the
awaiting
narration.
Bree. I am too late. Someone must find him before the Nazgûl.
It doesn't look like there's anyone in that bed that he was just stabbing over and over. That's an example, though, of one of the things that is really cool. I mean, you know the Lord of the Rings story, and they made an MMO where, at least in the epic storyline, your story is coming alongside of or complementing the main story that occurred. So this is a little more armor and a little more will. We lose the vitality, but I think it's probably still worth it.
Might I speak with you a moment?
And I will say, Lord of the Rings Online has, in my opinion, always had really the best community. Especially as the game has gotten older and only the passionate few remain. Which there's a lot of people that play it, but they tend to be really, really good people. I mean, I've been in some really good kins over the years in this game. Good day to you. Why are you still doing about here? Those black wolves are gone and likely for good. That strange dwarf might still be around, but I'll wager he went on to somewhere a bit more interesting. You should take that news on to your friend Strider in Breetown. If he sent you out here, he likely wants to know what we found. He'll probably be at the Prancing Pony. Those rangers surely like their beer, and the pony has the best. Thank you for your help, but there's no use worrying about brigands around here anymore. Talk to Strider. Is it just going to transport us right back to Strider? Looks like it might. There's things even that feel a little grindy, like all the Slayer deeds. I think that's a cool touch. The fact that you really have to earn building your character up. I think the way they have brought down the difficulty of the game maybe doesn't make it as necessary to get all of your specific, and what do they call them in this game? Your race, nope, not your race traits, your virtues. So like we only have 2 virtues. We have a spot for a third one, we haven't earned any. So back when the game was a little more difficult, that was really important. Like you could really get into, especially with some classes, it was just really hard if you didn't get good builds. But I think they've eased the difficulty of it a little bit. But I still like that aspect of the game, because it does give you, in that traditional sense for an MMO, it gives you that sense like, wow, I've really earned where my character is at right now. Alright, let's see what we can sell. Get rid of some of this stuff. And this is where we go talk to Strider, for the epic quest at least. And so one of the things that's a little bit frustrating for me is I've only played content. Did I just take a wrong turn? Wait. Yeah. I think Strider's actually down a floor and then over this way. Yeah, there he is. I've only played content through how many expansions? Basically, whatever the expansion was after Moria. I've played through some of the main story beats through there, but there's so much story and content that I've never seen in this game. And so I would love to see that story, see that content, especially on a character that I could really like. Like I'm hoping this Lore Master is maybe a character that I can really get into and go all the way up. But it's daunting. It is a lot of leveling. If I'm going to go through like all of the epic storyline on this character and then sort of supplement that with getting some of my traits built out and getting the necessary levels I'll need. Like the idea of going through Moria again. And so one option you do have now is we've got plenty of coins built up, and one option you do have now is, what is it called? Let me see if I can find it. It's veteran status. So like I could jump this character to level 50 for, I mean, I would barely have to purchase any coins, and I would have enough to jump it to 50. Or I could even jump it all the way to 95, but the problem with that is I will have skipped content at that point. So I don't think I would want to go all the way to level 95. And I don't remember, like, what level is 50? Is that right out of Moria? Oh, it's powerful enough to delve into the deeps of Moria and beyond. It gives you a set of level 50 gear. You can get one level 1 to level 10 legendary item. 4 ranks of each virtue. So that's helpful. At least you've got 4 ranks of each virtue. The riding skill, Dusky Nimblefit Goat. I think we already have that. 25 stack of food scales with your level. 25 stack of morale and potions that scale with your level. 5 100% XP boost to kind of help you get through Moria, I guess. A single-use map to Rivendell plus 25 mithril coins. I guess my thing is, though, like, if I'm going to get into LOTRO, playing to 50, that's not really the problem. I mean, it's kind of an annoyance. That is a lot of time just going through the epic storyline, I guess. So, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like that's really worth doing or not. You have returned and just in time. Much has happened since you left, but I have little time to relate it. The tidings you have brought me will be of great use to my men here in Breland. But there is a more immediate threat we must deal with now. While you're away, those same Nazgul you saw with Amdir attacked the pony. They were in search of the travelers I had been waiting, your hobbits of the Shire. I cannot tell you why they had such interest in my companions, but I can tell you they will have no need of your help again.
I need your aid.
And the quest color is still white, which it will be for a little while, these early epic quests, but eventually you'll get to a point, if all you do is epic quests, where they'll start getting harder and harder, and you'll see that in the color content, where eventually they'll be like orange or red. And at that point, you're in danger of doing epic quests so far ahead of your level that you won't be able to do the next quest at some point until you get a couple levels. Their true number is 9. Talking about the Nazgul, before I can take my charge behind Bree, I must know where the other 4 are hiding. Would you travel to the west and speak to Linglin? I sent him to Buckland to watch over a particular hobbit, but it seems that Mr. Underhill and his friends decided to take a different path and are now here under my protection. Still, Linglin may know the whereabouts of the remaining Nazgul. He camps on a rise just north of Buckland Gate and may have seen something that will aid me. You must hurry. I cannot afford to delay here overly long. So this actually sends you back towards Hobbiton for this part of the epic quest line. For some reason, I mean, I guess there have been periods of time where I have really played LOTRO for several weeks at a time, but that hasn't really happened recently. There have been many occasions where, I'm sorry, I've been playing this other game that I'll try not to mention again, but, oh yeah. I can't remember how to mount in this MMO. There it is. I almost need for the other MMOs that I've been interested in at times to just like shut down for a few months and just not let me have any other distractions, and I have to play LOTRO. Because I enjoy LOTRO, but I get very distracted from LOTRO. I play for a while and then I start to think, oh, how long am I really going to stay with this? That's the festival swift travel person, and that's the regular one. So we unlocked both of those. But where we are headed is actually all the way down here for this next epic storyline. And at some point if we do end up playing this game a lot and we continue with this character, what we'll do is probably when we get to, what is it called, Lone Lands? Yeah, Lone Lands. Probably when we get here, we'll stop and level for a while, because I don't want to get too far ahead so that I run out of epic storylines. So I want to sort of balance it with doing some stuff as we go. But we're high enough level now, and we've been burning through the rested XP, but we had enough that we probably don't need to do that on this side of Lone Lands. We can just stick with the epic storyline. But the graphics on this game don't bother me. Yeah, it looks dated, but it looks good. I mean, I like the graphics. For as old as it is, I think they've done a great job. Obviously, they've taken a very different path than something like World of Warcraft, and the sort of graphic style of that game tends to be a little more timeless because it is more, for lack of better words, cartoony, where this has a little bit more of a realistic look to it, yet at this point does look dated when you compare it to more modern games, even modern MMOs. But the graphics don't bother me. And it's, again, that's kind of why I decided to make this video, play this for a little while this afternoon. I may, in fact, come back and play a lot of LOTRO. I've really thought of, other than, you know, we do spend a lot of time making videos for our YouTube channel with, like, newer games that have come out, updating early access stuff. And we'll continue to do that. And then in the evenings, when I stream in the evenings, I'm usually streaming with friends, and we do play a lot of Elder Scrolls Online. That's where they are right now. It's kind of what the group is into. So I'll continue to do that. But when my work schedule allows me, I do typically have some time during the day, at least 2 or 3 days a week, where I can get several hours in. And I'm really thinking about focusing in on this game some in the coming days, if not weeks. We'll see how that goes. But I've just seen this pattern over and over again where, yes, there's part of me that really wants to play this game and wants to spend a lot of time in this world.
What do you need?
But I tend to get pulled out after a while as well. Aragorn has sent aid. Nazgul, 4 more were in Buckland. They rode swiftly to the east upon black steeds. I was foolish enough to stand in their way, and they ran me down. I will heal in time, but the riders must have been a threat in their wake that must be dealt with. I must ask for your help.
Stay a moment.
So this is now yellow. Let's see. Where do you open quests at? I think it's K. No. We'll see it in a minute. In the Black Rider's wake, Cerebin have taken to roost. They are not common strain from Dunlin. Likely these foul creatures will watch on Buckland and the Shire, or at very least me, since they've taken to staring at me in the night. While the Crabane may see nothing of interest, the fact the enemy has eyes here is dangerous. If we were to blind these eyes, the enemy would not be assured in directing his efforts. If you would dispose of the Crabane that roost to the southwest just beyond my camp, even killing one Crabane will go a long way towards binding the enemy. So he's making it, and this literally is a quest that you get that is just right down the path from where he was. Let's go ahead and get Honey out here so she can help us. Hey, what's up, Zab? How are you doing today? Go ahead and kill these guys. I guess we one-shot that one bird. Good job, Honey. Not bad. Today is almost over, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Time zones. Well, I'm just playing a little Lord of the Rings Online.
Greetings.
I just finished a video and put it up on YouTube, Zab, that you might be interested in. I don't know. Let me. I know you have gone to my channel before, but I was gonna link it to you just to be easy. Since you liked that last game that I played. Just wanted to let you see that one in case you're interested. I've enjoyed it, and I think it's still on sale. It has been this weekend at least, but I think it's got a lot of promise. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. All right, good. You have slain those foul birds. The enemy will not be nearly as sure in their efforts. However, I still have need of your aid. I must ask that you do something in Buckland, as it was their horn call that alerted me to the presence of the Nazgul.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Alright, so we hit 15, which opens up personal housing. And we still have this... Wait, did we accept the last quest? I guess not. Okay, so this is him getting the next...
Would you do something for me?
You say the Underhill is with Aragorn? I know of no Underhills. I was sent to watch over a hobbit named Baggins. I must assume that is whom Aragorn spoke of. That he is safe is welcome news, for my fears are somewhat allayed. It was late in the night when I heard the horn call of Buckland. Running to the road, I saw the Nazgul leaving Buckland at a gallop. I tried to stop them, but they ran me down. I feared they had already found Baggins. The 4 riders passed eastward towards Bree, but we may discover what they learned, if anything, at the Baggins' home in Crick Hollow. It's a cottage surrounded by a high hedge almost directly southeast of the Buckland Gate. If you learn anything there, return to me. What news you can bring may help determine the movements of the Nazgul. Yeah, Zab, check that out. I think you might like it. It's a cool little strategy game, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. Pressing Matters. Is this about the housing stuff? I think that has the housing quest, starts the housing quest, but I could be wrong. Alright, so we're going to go, we move our little thing here. Oh, I also did want to check and see for when we next play this, how this stream setup looks with this game. And I should have addressed this earlier, I guess, but yeah, it looks like, so I was already planning on moving the latest follower and top donator info, moving that up to the top of the screen or either above the camera, so that'll help. And besides that, I think everything looks fine. I think it converts well to this game. Okay, let's go. I actually want to go unlock the travel point here, and then we'll go to the quest location. Alright, so here's where it shows the quest. So this is still white, so we're still fine in terms of our level in comparison to the epic quest line level.
Hello there.
Yeah, and Zab, this is going to be a shorter stream. I started off doing that renowned Explorers game that I linked you. And besides that, I was just going to do a short little bit with LOTRO, and then I've got to get some sleep. I'll be back on later tonight, though.
Goodness.
What? Who? I don't have it. Oh, wait, you aren't one of those black riders. I must tell you that I haven't been so frightened in my life. Did they learn anything from me? Well, those riders came busting into the house, but I had already slipped out the back way. Not a thing did they get from me. This is Fredegar Bolger. When the sheriffs came, they made me tell them about Frodo and the others going off to the Old Forest, but I didn't say a thing about the enemy's ring. Oh dear, what is that? It sounds like crows. Over there. Oh yeah, it's almost Tom Bombadil time, which is always very exciting. More coming, more coming. So you see the blue one and then the yellow one. Honey got one and I got the other. Way to go, honey. Alright, you did it. You didn't get all of them, though. Some flew off into the Old Forest. I hope they don't come back. Okay, now we go back out to him. If we can remember how to mount up. We definitely aggroed some things. We'll see what's still with us. I don't think I'm doing crafting on this character. I hadn't decided what I wanted to do yet, I believe. Which is fine. I mean, if I'm gonna make it to like newer content that I've never seen before. I pretty
can I
much
be
just
of
need to
service?
focus on questing and leveling. The enemy's ring. It is no wonder Aragorn was so secretive with why the enemy was seeking Baggins. If the Crebain heard Fredegair's words, the enemy will know for certain that the ring is no longer in the Shire. It will all be lost. Crazy Trick, how you doing? Finding those birds in the old forest will not be a simple task. I would ask that you return to Aragorn and Bree and seek his counsel on how to find these foul birds. Okay, so we go back to Strider. And we'll ride up here to the... Why isn't this your favorite MMO? Graphics, I would say. Graphics don't bother me, actually, Zab. Although you have to admit that it's got a dated look. It certainly does not look as good as modern MMOs. That doesn't really bother me. And crazy, I don't really know how to answer that question. It has always been the case since this game came out that there was a part of me that felt like this should be my favorite MMO. There's part of me that wanted to like this more than any other MMO. But I, over the years, have, I guess, found reasons to play different ones. I play a lot of MMOs, and I spend a lot of my time when I am able to game or even stream. I spend it on MMOs. But for whatever reason, it's not often been Lord of the Rings Online. Even though, based on the story and the lore, a lot of the even gameplay decisions and systems that they've put into this game, a lot of things I really like. I like the classes. There's a lot of things I really like about it. And there's a lot of content, in-game content, or even mid-game content that I've never seen. Like, if I would just stick with it and play through... I probably played the first 3 expansions pretty thoroughly, but all of the new content from the past few years, like, I haven't seen any of that stuff. Where's the horse dude? Here he is.
What do you need?
So I wish I knew the answer to that, Crazy. I do. I mean, I think some of it for me is I get drawn into newer things. I get drawn into the MMOs that friends are playing. I'm a little ADD in the way that I approach games, even MMOs. Even though I love MMOs and the long burn, I do tend to bounce around a little bit here and there. So those are some of the reasons, but man, I love this world, and I had said earlier, I'll try not to repeat myself too much, but people have stopped by now that weren't here when I was talking about this earlier, but if all the other MMOs could just like shut down for a few months, I feel like, because I do enjoy LOTRO a lot. So if everything else would just shut down and there's nothing to distract me, and I think it would, I think it'd be really cool. Really get into this. I'd really just get into this world and level all the way through it and see all the story points that I haven't seen and experience the new systems that they've put in since I last played, and I think that would be awesome. Shinter 225, what's up? How are you today? But even though I would like to see that happen, and even today I was thinking about trying to reserve some big blocks of time when I do stream for just playing this character and playing through LOTRO over the next few weeks. I know that's not something I can commit to because I've had those thoughts before and have often gotten distracted, so we'll just see how it goes. Zab says, I like the loot system in LOTRO. I agree. I think the loot system in LOTRO is really cool. I like the skirmishes in LOTRO. I've always liked the skirmish system in LOTRO. I think I wish that part of me wishes that you could play through the epic storyline and that it didn't take quite as long as it does. Part of me also wishes that
There is so much to do.
playing through the epic quest line would basically at least get you to level, like you could just play straight through it through Moria. Like, I think that would be a cool, like, because the idea of getting to, I don't even know what max level is. It 105? I mean, it's over 100 now, right? That seems ridiculous for new players. But really, none of that's at the heart of it, right? If you really get into the game and this is where you want to spend your time, then none of that other stuff really matters. Oh, I just realized that when I hit 15, I got a pet, the Raven Companion. I don't remember, like, I don't know if I should go with the Raven over the bear now. I think the Raven maybe has a higher chance of proccing my 2 flanking abilities, but I'm not sure about that. All right. A word if you've a moment. Though if you're busy as me, you haven't. With all the troubles hereabouts, I think someone like you could be of help. There's trouble in Buckland, or so I've heard. Gates broke apart, little folk frightened, and worse yet, rumors of black riders in Buckland, like those seen moving through the Bree. They say the master of Brandy Hall is looking for help by the way of his young niece, Celandine. Brandy Hall is atop a high hill in the center of Buckland on the east side of the Brandy River. Follow the road west from Bree until you see the Brandywine Bridge, then turn south into Buckland. That's not actually epic questline, so unless we just happen to go right by that for our epic questline, we may not do that. So we're supposed to go back to talk to Strider. Is he still here, though? That's the question. Sometimes Strider's not where you think he's going to be. Well, the quest marker is still in his room. He is still here. I dare not tarry here for long.
You bring dire news.
This is dire news. While the 4 hobbits I was waiting are safe for the moment, protection Bree offers is fleeting at best. We must leave soon. And if the enemy's suspicions were confirmed by these Craben, then what they seek is no longer in the Shire. Our trip may be all the more perilous. Yet the Old Forest is a twisting labyrinth that can lead even the most experienced tracker astray. Finding these Craben will not be easy. Alright, so we get to choose an reward here. We have to go with this one. This requires mental level 16. It gives us morale. This one gives us power. I think power is fine for us. We'll choose that anyway. And you see now we're getting to the orange quest line. Shinter, I'm glad that you're doing fine. I'm doing well I'm doing well also. Just enjoying a little Lord of the Rings this afternoon. There's one who could find these Craben for us if we were to ask him for such aid. Oh, Tom Bombadil. He may not see our worries as his. He's known by many people by many names. Of old he was known as Orald to men, while the dwarves he was simply Forn. The elves called him Larwain Benedar, oldest and fatherless. However, in these days he's known as Tom Bombadil by those few who are aware of him. Look for old Bombadil's house, which lies at the far eastern end of the Withy Windle, the river that flows to the Old Forest. He may help you if you ask him in my name, Aragorn. If you discover anything, I would ask that you address it as best you can. I wish I could help you in this task, but the safety of my charges come before all else. Okay. So this takes us to the Master of the Wood quest. I want to thank everybody for stopping by today. If you're new to the channel, please know that you're always welcome. And I understand there's a lot of different channels competing for your time, and I always just appreciate anyone that comes by, even if it's just for a short time. I do need to put that on. I think that will be an improvement. We may not even have... we probably do have both bracelets, yeah. Alright, we've got 4 vitality and 3 will. So let's replace the one with vitality. We'll continue our glass cannon build here. And we can open the level 15 gift box. And then this will be level 20 next. So we got a painting for our house. And that's pretty much it. Okay. But if you are enjoying the channel, want to see more LOTRO, please follow. And if you have something to say, feel free to say it in chat. Only positive vibes in this channel, so don't worry if you have questions about the game or anything else. feel free to let me know. I'm trying to decide if I want to go... Maybe we'll at least go towards Tom Bombadil. I've got a... Zab. And then there's Zab, who is very kind and has been a loyal participant in my stream for a long time. And I always really appreciate you, Zab. And as soon as I get this new system I'm using that updates everything, I'm using streampro.io now. And as soon as I get that updated, I will return your... Because I think you're probably still, if I add it all together, the highest donator I've ever had. So make sure we get your recognition back in place. But know that I appreciate you. Alright, so that's the trouble in Buckland Quest. We probably don't want to go over there. So here's the deal. Even though this quest, I think, showed up as orange, there are several quests. How do we abandon this? Remove, not remove from tracker, cancel. Yeah. There are several quests over by... Yeah, and we can get fast travel back to Adso's camp for the quickest way to get there.
What do you need?
Thank you for the follow. I think that was Shinter225 if I saw that right. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate the follow. I do hope you'll come back. I'm going to have to wrap this stream up here fairly soon, but I hope you'll come back and join us sometime, Shinter. I do stream a variety of games, but I would say at least spend 50% of my time, if not more, streaming MMOs. And the two common MMOs that I'm streaming these days is either this, Lord of the Rings Online, or Elder Scrolls Online. Thank you, Zap. Thank you for those kind words. Well, I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, I always like doing real talk. The fact that you value your time here enough to donate, for me to be able to have that listed on my stream, it actually helps me. I mean, it shows someone that's new to the stream that, you know, well, this guy looks weird, he sounds weird, and he's not your average streamer, but there's something going on that at least someone else out there in the world liked the content, felt entertained enough to leave a tip. So, not even trying to get other donations, it just helps me sort of create a sense that, you know, at least some people enjoy their time here. And I enjoy my time streaming. It's a very fun hobby. It's nothing I want to do full time. It's not trying to replace my job. I like my job very much. But it is a very enjoyable hobby, and thankfully I do get to spend a lot of time doing it. Alright, so I'm trying to get us, and I think this is the right path, trying to get us set up over there where Tom Bombadil is. And one thing that I think is worth doing, because there are several deeds that can be unlocked in the Barrow Downs, and you're going to need, kind of in the next few epic quests, you're going to need some levels as you head towards Lone Lands. So for me, I think it's worth, around this time that you start working with Tom Bombadil, it's worth going over into the Barrow Downs. There's like these, 3 or 4 quest givers right over there, and they have 2 or 3 sort of levels of quests. I may have just taken a wrong turn. I think I was supposed to go that way. So I think it's worth going and doing those because you can do them pretty efficiently, and the Barrow Downs has always kind of been a fun area to me. Back in the day, when leveling was maybe even slower than it is now, I think that's the case at least, you'd end up running that dungeon or that set of dungeons that was a part of the Barrow Downs. and doing all the quests in there and all that was really fun. Okay, here goes Tom. Hoy now, hey now, and I like this quest too, the one where he sends you in the kind of in that little dungeon. I don't know that we'll do that today. Let's see, I can't remember. That's not the first thing he has you do though. We've not had so many guests since our wedding, so Tom recently married, I guess. There's time enough for bird watching, but perhaps first a song or two, my hearty. Let your heart fly free and put aside your worries. You are at the house of Tom Bombadil.
What can I do for you today?
My Goldberry, I think that's his wife, is away at her spring, and I was going lily hunting. I've no time for chasing birds, but hoy now, Aragorn's a name I know, and a friend of old Tom's. He wants us to collect him some large lilies. While old Tom Bombadil looks for sour crows, you'll gather lilies for my lovely. I saw some along the river, just a hop and a jump away. Just follow along until ring-a-ding-dillo, you find Old Man Willow. You watch that old gray willow man. He's a mighty singer. He'll sing you down to sleep and drown you if you don't be careful. I'm really curious. It's been so long since I've read these books, how much like direct quoting they did from some of what Tom Bombadil said in the books. I'm guessing that some of that is directly from it. It certainly sounds like those sections when Tom Bombadil was in the story. So they did a good job with it capturing Tom if it's not direct quotes. Do we have our... I don't think we have our raven out. Did we just... It just put a debuff on us, didn't it? Drowsiness. And sap power. So this might not be a good time to get into a fight with something. Let's see how it goes. I'm guessing there's going to be some pulls where I'll still want the bear out to like send it in to tank something just to decrease the amount of... Oh, it drained all of our power. We'll slowly build it back up, but it really... That debuff is continuing to sap the power. Okay, let's get out of here. But when we can handle the pulls, I think... Oh, that gives you wisdom just finding the 5 parts of the Old Forest. But the Old Forest is a confusing place. That would be like something that I might come back and do later. I don't think I would take the time when I really just want to level my lore master and get through the story, not so much get too thick into the Old Forest at this point.
Hey do, Mary do, my
Lily's
hearty.
white for the river daughter. Stronger than hobbit folk are you if you outsung Willow Man. Not a lily crusher nor a leaf bent. Old Tom's a merry fellow, but he knows when it's time for dancing or to go a-whiting. He's found your birds and none too soon. If you seek them out, then seek them now, unless you wish to sleep beneath green grass. Find and defeat the Crabane and their master. And this takes you into Barrow Downs. So this is when I think the convenient time to actually pick up those other quests would be. Blackbirds flittered and fluttered, skipping among the branches. They came to rest where the restless walk. Beware the old barrows, they stir when they should be asleeping. Go north up the path and follow the old barrows road, then south within the barrows wall along the forest eaves. Hey doll, Mary do, and you'll find them. Watch for the lady jury. Now hop along, my hearty. Tom's a-going leaping. Okay, so it's up this way. Another MMO I'm playing right now, which will not be named. You sprint even on your mount by holding the shift key, so I keep needlessly holding down shift while I'm trying to run on my mount. This is the area where the other quest givers are, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, another player. A level 17 Guardian. He seems to be stuck on a route. I believe he is using auto run stepped away for a bio break and has not returned since running into this here route. Well, I do hope he'll return soon, because that looks uncomfortable.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Defeat crawlers and rats.
Could I take a moment
Find
of
Bob's
your time?
daughter.
Hello,
Collect
friend.
lore
Could you
fragments.
help me with something?
We use an item for that quest.
Would you do
Collect
something
stone
for me?
fragments. This is great. You get so many quests, you can't track them all at the same time. Defeat whites.
Might I take a moment of your
Defeat
time?
Bargus, which are those dog-like creatures. Are those all the quests that we can pick up? Alright, let's go ahead and organize our quests. Alright, so let's go... We don't need to track the defeat those, because we'll do that without needing to track it. Collect lore fragments, yes. Yeah, so the rest of those is fine. So those are the ones we actually want to track. Alright, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Shinter, seriously, thank you for the new follow. Anybody else that's new, if you want to follow, I always appreciate it. Just helps reinforce the enjoyment I get from hanging out with folks in the community and playing games and talking about the things we enjoy doing. I am going to wrap it up. I'll be back on tonight, but got to get some sleep in case my job takes me away later this evening. Just need to rest a little bit. But thank you all for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and stop it here, and we will pick up from this point. Yes, Zab, that player run was a problem, but he's gone now, so even he can get it figured out. So I will catch you all later. Shinter, thanks. Zab, always great to see you. Other folks, if you're new to the channel, thanks for hanging out for a little while. Till next time.